develop one of the things from the menu where we write a word to a file. So we're going to use this from anagram3, the get words from file. We're going to use something like this to help us write the program, because basically we're just changing this R for an A. What I want to point out as well is that we had this x.strip. We got rid of the new line character at the end of the word. Now, if we're going to write a word to the file, we have to actually include that word. Include that backspace and the new line character in the word. Otherwise, we'll have a problem with the file. So let's have a look at how to write it. Let's do a new file. So, new file. And again, we're writing it separately to begin with, so that we can test it, make it work, and we haven't got too many lines of code to play around with. Then we will include it in the rest of our program. So really, we need a function def write word. Whoops. Write word. Done it again. That's better. No, it isn't. What's going on with my keyboard? There we go. Right word. And we need a word passed into the function that we can write. Now, we're going to use this try and except because we're using a file. However, only if this is missing will we get an exception, will we get an error. But I think even if the file is missing, appending a file will create it if it doesn't exist. So we wouldn't really need this try and except block, but I'm going to include it anyway. So try, let me just put a comment in there so I can write my except statement. There we go. So that's the block. That's what we call a block. Whoops. So what am I going to try to do? Well, I need to open the file. So f equals open. Oh, it's exactly the same as this, but with the R change for an A. Open words.txt, comma, A. So we're ready to append. Now, if you remember how we append to a file, we need to write the entire word. We need to do the right lines. So first of all, let's manage the word by putting a new line character on the end of our word. There we go. And then f dot write lines word, and once that's happened, f dot close. So that should write a word. Now, this is a procedure, not a function. It's not going to return anything to the calling program, so I don't need a return statement. This except, I just need to write an error message. Error could not write to file. And that's it. We've managed to write a word to a file. So let's just test it. So if I do write word, and doing it again, write word, and give it a word, butterfly, and just run that program. Right, file.py, silly me. Now, we've got nothing at all. We haven't got an error message, which is good. So that means the code that we've written seems to be working. The only thing I need to check is whether it's added butterfly to our file. So let's go and check that file. So words.txt, and there it is, butterfly. And just to make sure, let's run the program again and give it another word. Yeah, butterfly a second time. So it's working perfectly. So we could ask the user for a word, and then we could write that word in. In the next video, what I'm going to do is link a couple of files together. I'm not going to copy and paste the code in. I'm just going to link the files so that I've got get word here. So I could probably get a word, pass the value to write word right to the file by linking these files together. So we'll start looking at that in the next video.